You and Diddy, you and Puff cool?
No, I don't really rock with him.
Okay. The point in my life, like, we all grew up in the streets, and we try to be better, but...
Is that being a celebrity sometimes comes with, like, everybody wants to be successful in a celebrity and stuff like that, but it comes with, you know, bullshit sometimes, and, you know, that's the only thing that I hate about it.
When I say people respond, how people respond to things matter, like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, yo, nah, I gotta spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this. And it's in it only because he's uncomfortable. You don't hear him talking about French. French was right there.
See about that. And he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes. What? I'm a nice guy.
Yo, why are you and Fifth just...
Hey, yo.
Why y'all not...
Hey, yo, I don't have no beef with
I don't know why.
With Fifth. He loves me.
What's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Man.
And then eating milk, running the around, talking about expensive pain in his ass.
Wait, this is Philly you're talking about now. Wait a minute, Jack.
Me.
Wait a minute.
He's a f***ing Fruit Loop. He Diddy-fied.
This is Philly.
He's a deep fried period. He Diddy-fied. He Diddy-fried. He the Diddy do-I-bop. Fuck me. Real rap.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him. Nicki put that up to here. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit with Meek.
Oh, man.
She just wasn't gonna tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there, why not?
So then who's the guy who's claiming he recorded it?
Oh, somebody that got paid?
Yeah, he said, like, I was standing outside the door.
To see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
As soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this gonna be yours. So every time you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like
It's really hard to get.
They're playing Lookout.
Playing Lookout as Justin Bieber goes down on Odell.
I said, you don't want to come up in there. A lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind. What they was doing with those butt plugs.
Andy, I'm talking about Bashir's mom. I'm going to kick you in your in and I'm going to go to work North Philly style. You and Charlie. You happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell. I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life and what you had to do with it. You CI. I'm sorry. That came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get the f- away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get Bashir, to help her get Bashir out of California into Chicago State to be ready for filming. She knew what Will did to him. Charlie, see? And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is she wasn't nothing but a dealer's. That's all she ever was. She went from dealer to dealer, and then she snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with Larry Lair, my friend who raised Bashir in $1 million home. Your whole book is lies, Andy, and I hope anybody that bought it asks for a refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your son's gay. You and Charlie.
It started as an awkward interview moment, then spiraled into a full-blown industry firestorm. One uncomfortable reaction, one name said a little too loudly, and suddenly the internet was asking questions nobody in hip-hop wants to answer out loud. As old clips resurfaced, lawsuits leaked, and longtime industry insiders started talking again, a familiar pattern began to emerge. Power, silence, and rumors that refused to stay buried. Now, with 50 Cent and Jaguar Wright linking up and pointing fingers, fans are left wondering whether this is reckless gossip or the messiest unmasking the culture has ever seen. It all started with a moment that should have passed quietly, but didn't. One of those exchanges where the words mattered less than the energy behind them. A casual question, a familiar name dropped, and suddenly the air shifted. Instead of clarity, there was hesitation. Instead of confidence, there was defensiveness. The pauses grew longer, the answers got clumsier, and viewers could practically feel the discomfort through the screen. It wasn't what was said, but how it was said, the nervous laughs, the deflections, the sudden need to explain life philosophy instead of answering directly. That's when the internet leaned in. Almost immediately, fans began replaying the clip, slowing it down, reading body language like it was a crime scene. Why did he seem so tense? Why did his tone change the moment that name came up? Why did he jump to talking about the pressures of celebrity instead of just answering the question? Online, people don't need proof to sense a shift. They just need inconsistency. And to them, this exchange felt inconsistent in a way that triggered alarms. What really set things off was the response afterward. Instead of letting the moment fade, there was visible irritation about how people were reacting to it. The frustration didn't come across as confusion. It read as unease. He questioned why his name was even involved, talked about spending serious money just to figure out how he'd been pulled into the conversation, and emphasized how uncomfortable the situation made him. That word, uncomfortable, became the fuel. Because in internet culture, discomfort is rarely read as innocence. It's read as fear of exposure. Viewers also noticed what wasn't addressed. Other names were nearby. Other people were present, but the defensiveness seemed selective. That contrast didn't go unnoticed. Comment sections quickly filled with theories suggesting that if there was nothing there, the reaction wouldn't have been so intense. Memes followed, then speculation, then full-blown threads connecting this moment to older rumors that had never quite gone away. Within hours, the clip stopped being just an interview moment and turned into a catalyst. Blogs picked it up, reaction videos dissected every facial expression, and timelines began stitching together past comments, jokes, and awkward interactions that suddenly felt relevant again. The unease wasn't just his anymore. It became contagious. And in a culture where perception often matters more than facts, that single exchange didn't just raise eyebrows. It cracked open a door the industry had been keeping shut, and the internet rushed in without waiting for permission. On social media, perception is everything, and reactions are treated like evidence. The internet doesn't just listen to what you say. It studies how fast you respond, how hard you deny, and how long you stay quiet. In this case, every move fed the narrative. Silence looked suspicious. Over-explaining looked defensive. Frustration looked like panic. And once those interpretations took hold, the moment stopped belonging to the person involved and became public property. Fans began doing what they always do when something feels off, pulling old clips, resurfacing forgotten tweets, and lining up years of side-eye moments that never fully made sense at the time. What might have been dismissed as jokes or coincidences before suddenly felt like puzzle pieces snapping into place. Online culture thrives on pattern recognition, and once a pattern is believed to exist, every new detail becomes confirmation instead of coincidence. That's when the conversation got louder and messier. Because whenever hip-hop controversy hits this level, there are two names the internet knows will eventually show up: 50 Cent and Jaguar Wright. Both are controversial, unapologetic, and deeply polarizing, but one thing supporters and critics agree on is consistency. They've been accusing the industry of foul behavior for years, long before it was trendy or safe to do so. To some, they're truth-tellers who refuse to play along. To others, they're chaos agents who thrive on scandal. Either way, when they speak, people listen. Their involvement shifted the narrative from speculation to something heavier. Not because they offered proof, but because they reinforced a long-standing belief that the industry protects its own until it can't anymore. As their commentary gained traction, attention naturally swung back to Diddy. Not just recent headlines, but his entire public history. Old jokes suddenly felt less funny. Cryptic captions from years ago were reread with new suspicion. Interviews that once seemed harmless now felt oddly evasive. Fans began compiling montages of moments where artists appeared uncomfortable around him, brushing them off in the past as awkward humor or exaggerated rumors. In hindsight, people started asking whether those moments were warning signs that nobody wanted to take seriously. This wasn't about one scandal. It was about years of whispers, laughter masking discomfort, and a powerful figure whose name kept appearing at the center of conversations no one wanted to finish out loud. What made the discourse explode wasn't just the accusations themselves, but the clash between image and rumor. These artists built brands rooted in hypermasculinity, dominance, and rejection of anything that didn't fit a narrow definition of toughness. So when rumors surfaced suggesting private lives that contradicted public personas, fans cried hypocrisy. The issue wasn't sexuality. It was denial, projection, and the alleged mistreatment of others, while publicly condemning the very things they were accused of doing in secret. That contradiction is what enrages the internet. In celebrity culture, people forgive flaws far more easily than they forgive dishonesty. And once denial becomes aggressive, it stops sounding like self-defense and starts sounding like fear. Everything shifted when Meek Mill became the focal point. This was the moment whispers turned into obsession. Lawsuit language that avoided names but offered unmistakable descriptions sent fans racing to connect dots. Blogs ran with it. Social media erupted. And Meek's response, emotional, defensive, and rapid, only intensified the scrutiny. Instead of calming the situation, his attempts to shut it down became part of the story. Screenshots spread faster than explanations. Every tweet was dissected. Every denial became another headline. To the internet, it felt like confirmation that the rumors had landed too close to home. Whether fair or not, Meek became the face of a conversation that had been simmering for years. And once that happened, there was no pulling it back. The story was no longer about isolated claims. It was about whether the culture had been ignoring red flags all along. Things escalated the moment people who had been close to the situation started speaking, not with hard evidence, but with stories, impressions, and "this is what I saw" energy. Former associates, ex-employees, and industry figures who no longer had anything to lose began hinting at behavior they claimed was normalized behind closed doors. None of it came packaged as airtight proof, but that almost didn't matter. Secondhand accounts had a unique power online because they feel forbidden, like information you weren't meant to hear. Every vague statement, every "I can't say too much," every carefully worded allegation only intensified speculation. Instead of shutting rumors down, these voices gave them oxygen, creating the sense that there was far more happening off-camera than the public was ever meant to know. Once that door opened, the story stopped being about a single person. Fans began widening the lens, dragging old clips, photos, and interviews back into the spotlight, and asking uncomfortable questions about other celebrities who had shared close ties, long friendships, or questionable moments that were once brushed off as jokes. Suddenly, harmless-looking footage felt awkward. Old interviews sounded rehearsed. Past praise took on a different tone. People weren't accusing, they were re-examining. In an internet culture, re-examination could be just as damaging as an accusation. One by one, familiar faces were pulled into the conversation, not because of new claims, but because their proximity to the narrative made them impossible to ignore. As the list of names grew, the tone shifted. What started as gossip turned into discomfort, especially when fans began talking about power dynamics. Questions surfaced about age gaps, mentorships that felt too controlling, and environments where young talent depended entirely on powerful figures for access, money, and protection. The concern wasn't just about what may or may not have happened. It was about how fame can blur boundaries and silence people who feel indebted or afraid to speak out. The darker realization was that even if some rumors were exaggerated, the structure itself made abuse plausible. And that's what unsettled people the most. By this point, the internet was split clean down the middle. Some viewers were convinced this was the truth finally bubbling to the surface after years of denial. Others pushed back hard, calling it reckless speculation, clout chasing, and character assassination without proof. Some expressed genuine concern for possible victims. Others were exhausted, tired of watching rumors morph into viral verdicts. Timelines became battlegrounds, with think pieces, reaction videos, and heated arguments stacking up faster than facts. And yet, the uncertainty kept people watching, because unresolved stories are the hardest to look away from. Eventually, it became clear this conversation wasn't just about hip-hop or even music. Fans started comparing it to other industry reckonings, where powerful figures were protected for decades until silence became impossible to maintain. The same themes kept coming up: secrecy, loyalty enforced through fear, careers built on compliance, and accountability that only arrives when public pressure becomes unbearable. In an industry where transparency is rare and consequences feel selective, rumors don't just survive, they thrive. And once trust is broken, even innocent moments start to feel suspect. So now the question hangs in the air, unanswered and uncomfortable. Are these long-circulating rumors finally resurfacing because people are ready to confront them? Or is this another moment where speculation, bias, and internet momentum are filling in gaps with assumptions? Is the culture witnessing overdue accountability, or watching the court of public opinion hand down sentences without all the facts? One thing is certain: once these conversations start, they don't disappear quietly. And whether this story leads to clarity or just more chaos is something only time and truth will reveal.